This is the ABC 10 News Streamline, everything you need to know in under 10 minutes. Late last night, a judge again blocked President Trump from deploying National Guard troops to Oregon. Now protests are growing all across the country, from Portland to Chicago. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio is in Washington with the latest legal battle as the White House tries to use the military to help in its immigration and crime crackdown.
Overnight, a ruling from a Trump-appointed federal judge temporarily blocking the deployment of any state's National Guard to Oregon. In a highly unusual emergency hearing Sunday night, the U.S. District Judge questioned if the Trump administration had circumvented her order a day earlier. It comes after the president defended his decision to deploy 200 California National Guard troops to Portland instead of using Oregon's own National Guard.
We send in the National Guard. You know what? We send in what's ever necessary.
We cannot normalize the approach he is taking with the military in our own country. It's not warranted. It is unlawful. It is un-American.
The Trump administration appealed the judge's order from Saturday to the Ninth Circuit, which had not responded yet. Meanwhile, over the weekend, federal officers in Portland faced off with protesters, firing pepper balls, flashbangs, and tear gas. Oregon's Attorney General asking protesters to gather peacefully as the case progresses through the court system.
Protest peacefully and be respectful to all of the dedicated law enforcement and National Guards members that serve our great state.
And in Chicago, the president now authorizing hundreds of Illinois National Guard troops to protect federal officials in Chicago. The governor of Illinois accusing the president of creating a war zone. The governor of Illinois is planning to speak later today, and in a statement, J.B. Pritzker saying, quote, "We must now start calling this what it is, Trump's invasion." Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
Today marks day 6 of the government shutdown. The Senate is set to vote on 2 funding bills, but hope for a deal is dwindling. Both parties point the finger at each other. Mass layoffs and permanent spending cuts could be on the way, and President Trump has already frozen federal funding for projects in 16 states that voted blue in the last election. Healthcare is the central issue in the shutdown. Democrats refuse to fund the government unless Republicans repeal cuts to Medicaid and extend Affordable Care Act subsidies. A new poll from the Washington Post found 47% of Americans blame the president and Republicans for the shutdown. 30% blame Democrats.
I don't care about the blame game. I care about Americans losing their health insurance, rates of death going up, hospitals being crushed, medical services ending in places in rural America. This is a tsunami of Donald Trump's creation.
The reason the government is closed is because Chuck Schumer and 43 of his Democrat colleagues in the Senate have decided now to vote multiple times to keep the government closed.
Now, roughly 4 million federal workers could go without a paycheck during this shutdown. Overseas talks are underway today after Hamas agreed to parts of President Trump's peace plan for Gaza. Tomorrow will mark 2 years since Hamas attacked a music festival in Israel, sparking the war. The two sides are meeting in Egypt to hammer out the details of the plan. Now, as part of the deal, Hamas has agreed to release hostages and hand over the administration of the Gaza Strip to a Palestinian body. In return, Israel would withdraw its military from Gaza and release Palestinian prisoners. But the deal is still up in the air. Israel wants Hamas to agree to disarm. The group hasn't said if they will or not. Officials say talks will first focus on the logistics over the prisoner and hostage exchange. Bad Bunny made big headlines this weekend after hosting Saturday Night Live. During his opening monologue, he didn't pull any punches. He clapped back at some of the criticism for his upcoming Super Bowl halftime show.
I know that people all around the world who love my music are also happy, especialmente todos los latinos. Todos los latinos y las latinas en el mundo entero y aquí en los Estados Unidos. If you didn't understand what I just said, you have 4 months to learn.
The NFL's announcement to have Bad Bunny headline the Super Bowl has drawn a lot of criticism since his music is in Spanish. He's also been an outspoken critic of ICE and recently said he avoided touring the U.S. because he was concerned about immigration operations at his concerts. In response to Bad Bunny's planned performance, DHS Secretary Kristi Noem says ICE will be, quote, all over the Super Bowl.
Buying a Halloween costume is a fun and exciting experience, but it can also be costly. Here are a few ways some are saving some cash while finding the perfect outfit. Raz Mustafavi has decades of experience finding the perfect Halloween costume. At first it was for her kids and now it's for her grandkids.
One of them wants to be fireman and the other one was to be dinosaur, but being a dinosaur is a little tough to walk around, so I'm trying to help him out to be a fox.
She's gone the retail store route before.
I mean, there was a time that I went to party store and my son wanted something special. I ended up paying like $100 and that was way over my budget.
And that's when she started looking at discount stores like the Goodwill, which are stocked with Halloween items.
Yeah, every store has their own supply of donated goods. All stores have some new product like my gloves or my hat that you can accessorize your costume with.
This year, according to the National Retail Federation, people are expected to spend a total of $4.3 billion on Halloween costumes, a significant jump from last year's $3.8 billion, which many are attributing to tariff impacts. Data shows the average cost for a costume this year is just under $40. Darlene Casio, Director of Marketing for Goodwill San Diego, tells us people are finding ways to save on costumes at the Goodwill by using items they already have.
You know, she already had the leggings, the boots, and the top, so she spent $14 buying the corset and the wings and the headpiece.
Something Roz is looking to do, giving families extra cash they can use on other expenses.
Grocery is very expensive and people can't really afford these days to go beyond grocery and paying their bills.
Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Kind of like that sriracha costume. That's good. Hey, a group of dads are on a mission to find the best burgers in the Bay Area and set a record doing so. Once a month, a group known as the Marin Burger Club travels around Northern California to try out different restaurants. In the last 12 years, they say they've tried more than 1,500 burgers. On Saturday, they tried to break the world record for the biggest burger evaluation in history, with 54 people rating the meal. They say it's more than just the beef that matters.
More than anything, it's a silly, silly topic that we take very, very seriously.
More than anything, we now know each other as a community, as a bunch of dads that are raising our children together.
Burgers are a big deal. By the way, that tool you see in their hands, it's a patented tool called the Burger-majigger that helps them measure everything from the patty to the fries. You gotta have the data if you want to rate a good burger. That's your ABC 10 News Streamline. Everything you need to know today in under 10 minutes.